So we're here today with Magnus Rassy, owner and CEO of Hallberg-Rassy yachts. So here we are at Hallberg-Rassy's lamination facility up here in Kungshamn. And this is where the dreams begin, it's where they start to take shape. So Magnus, this looks faintly familiar somehow. Why is that?
Well, it's a 370 and it's the hull molds. This is how it looks before we start hull lamination. It's a port and a starboard side, and here we see marks for what will get the blue stripe, and we see what will get the hull port lights, and we polish it, we wax it, and then we start lamination. Laminate it together, and we put the hull stiffener in place before it's released from those molds, and then we release the molds. Otherwise, it would not be possible to make those rubbing strakes, for example, because that would prevent the hull from being lifted out. So we have to release the mold that way and not that way.
And is there any special coating on this to make sure the release is...
Yes, we wax it many times.
Okay.
So it's easy to release the actual hull from the mold.
Okay. Talk me through this from a naked mold.
Yeah.
What happens to get to this stage?
We start with two hull molds, a port side and a starboard side, which you can see here. And we start from the outside getting in. So we start with a white gel coat, then we put a blue gel coat for the blue brim around the hull. And then we build from out to in, so we build up a laminate, an outer skin laminate in several coats. And what we can see here is the next step, that we have put the Divinycell closed cell PVC foam insulation in place. And now we start the laminate for the inner skin. And here we apply the resin, and we roll out the fibers, and we roll out the laminate as the next stage. And that we do in several coats. And you can also see that we have extra layers, extra thickness in the keel area.
So that's solid laminate there, there's no
solid
foam
laminate. There is no foam core around the keel area. And you can also see that we make solid laminate for all through hulls, for rudder bearing, for exhaust, for things like that. And between the gel coat and the laminate, we have a barrier coat that is vinyl ester based for three reasons really. One is it stops print through, so you cannot see the fibers in the finished boat. And it's also like a moisture wall to prevent the moisture from entering the actual hull.
So osmosis, it stops osmosis?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's also a very sticky finish, so it's a good way to connect the gel coat to the actual laminate because it's so sticky.
What boat is this to start with?
This is a 50-footer.
A 50-footer,
Yeah.
Hallberg-Rassy 50. How many layers of matting will there be inside and out?
Many. I can't tell you exactly what. We have a lamination schedule for that.
So the stiffener is laid somewhere else.
Yes.
Then that's brought in.
Yes.
These two are tipped upright, then
Yes.
put together.
Yeah.
The two halves are laminated inside.
Yes.
The stiffeners go in,
Yes.
and then the hull is released.
Yes.
Okay. And how long does this process take from a naked mold to the...
The actual working time is not so much, but the calendar time is longer because there is curing time involved as well. So I would say from that we start with a hull of this size until we can take it to the main yard in Ellis. For a 50-footer, it's something like 2.5 months. But the working time is much less. It's a lot of curing time.
So does it need to be wheeled into an oven or a temperature-controlled place? Or?
It's a very well controlled temperature, from temperature and humidity. So it's a quite slow curing process. We don't have ovens to stress up the curing time. No.
And do owners want to be sent photos of their boat being...
Yes, often.
They do.
And we are happy to show the facilities here and how we build the boats. So customers and buyers are welcome looking. Next is the deck lamination.
So, what are we looking at?
We are looking at a deck for a Hallberg-Rassy 370. It has just been released from the mold. This is the mold, and that is the finished deck, upside down.
So the whole, well, we saw the mould next door.
Yeah.
This is the mould. So this is essentially the 370, that mould and this mould.
Yes, yes. Hull mold, deck mold. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is what comes out of the first shed.
Yes. Here, the two parts, the port side and starboard side, has been joined together, and the laminate, when we laminate one part, is tapered to the middle. And here it's filled, so it's thick, solid laminate in the center line. So they are actually joined together, forming one piece before it's released from the mold. And the next step would be to install the hull stiffener. That's also done before it's released out of the mold. Next stage is to put the structural bulkheads in place, and that we see here.
So the stiffener we see there.
Yeah. The stiffener has been laminated in place, and now we have laminated the structural bulkheads in place as well. And the next step would be to put a deck on and to laminate hull and deck together, and structural bulkheads laminated to the deck as well.
So all the bulkheads are laminated to the hull and to the deck, and the deck is laminated onto the,
Yes,
the hull.
all structural bulkheads are laminated to hull and deck. Then there are non-structural bulkheads that are not laminated all the way around.
So this seems on a much smaller scale. What happens here?
Yeah, it's always underestimated how many small parts are required to build a boat. In average, we laminate 30 small parts, even more for the larger models. And it could be anything like inner frame for the hull port lights, shower stalls, ventilation outlets, bowsprits, inner parts for deck lockers, yeah. Endless number of small parts that are all needed to create a complete boat.
The rudder shop.
Yes.
Twin rudders now.
Yes.
These are made differently to the rest of the boat, is that right?
Yes, this has an aluminium mold, a port and a starboard side, and we open it up and then we fill it with divinyl PVC foam core with the stainless shafts and the forks for it, and the fibers. We put it together in one dry package, and then we rise up the mold and we vacuum infuse the resins in one go. So it's a solid rudder in one go.
Okay, and vacuum infusion, the rest of the hulls, most of the hulls are hand laid up.
Yes.
Why vacuum infusion for this?
Because vacuum infusion gives a slightly less good surface finish, which is unimportant for a rudder, but really important for a hull and a deck.
Right.
And you have to do it in a different way, because the rudder is made for stiffness and strength, and that you achieve with this method. A hull also need to be good enough for hitting the dock, and then you need a certain thickness. And there's no way around it. On a 69-footer, you can make a vacuum infusion and still have a good thickness, so you can hit the dock without damaging the hull. On a smaller size boat, with a vacuum infused hull, you will get such a thin outer skin that it's easy to damage it.
Okay, so vacuum infusion saves weight, but you'd have to add so much more material
Yes.
that it doesn't save any weight.
Yeah.
So that's why it's hand laid up.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what comes out of the mold. It's then sanded.
Yes, we make finish. This is fairing, and then we put primer on and antifouling, obviously. Yes.
Okay. So since you went to twin rudders,
Yes.
are you getting loads of reports from around the world of twin rudders falling off or being
No, never.
broken
Not
by
one single
whales or-
report. No.
Okay. So
And it's also important to know that because you have twin rudders, you can make each rudder more shallow, so they are actually less exposed, I would say, than a single rudder, which need to be deeper.
yeah, I suppose it's just the argument that the keel's in line, so that would knock any wood out of the way. Or I don't know. I mean,
I see.
I understand the advantages of twin rudders.
Yeah.
And I think since you haven't had reports of Hallberg-Rassy's rudders snapping off around the world, I think you're probably on safe ground.
We are.
Magnus, thanks so much for your time. It's been such a pleasure. It's been fascinating seeing where the story starts, how it continues, and the wonderful conclusion at the end. It's been an absolute joy. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My pleasure.
So there you go. That's our review done. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Yachting Reviews. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and you need not miss another one of these golden moments.